What's going on? Hey, I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if we can get some people in here. Don't see the stat ticker here yet, but might just be on my own. Anyone out there? Oh, there's one. What's up, Jeff? I kind of had a feeling you'd be at least up. Okay, all right, back down to zero. Like I said, want to give it a little bit. I know it's late. I mean, I could just go into the story, but I want to get there. Hey, there we go. 6 people. All right. Hey, how's it going, guys? All right. So, just got back from DTE in Detroit or outside of Detroit. Got to see Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, and Hatebreed on, I think it was like the biggest metal tour of the year. I think that was the name of it. And I had a really good time. It was really cool. So, one really cool thing about this one is I got to go with my brother-in-law and my nephew. This was his second show ever. 10 years old. He had an absolute ball, and kind of turning him into a fledgling metalhead, which I'm all for, of course, because that's awesome. And he thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, really cool thing though, we did a VIP package, which I'll show you all the stuff that I got. But we sat down in our seats. Our seats were off to the side, so we were kind of looking at the stage kind of diagonally. From that point of view, we probably would not have seen as much. And because my nephew was there, one of the guys working like security or one of the ushers came by and he asked, I was like, hey, is this your kid's first show? And I was like, well, technically it's the second. And he gave us better tickets. He gave us center stage tickets that were even closer. And that was absolutely amazing. Yeah, so he got the full experience. No view was encumbered by really anyone else. And yeah, we were in the pavilion and absolutely amazing. Like, I couldn't believe that happened. That was like just a super cool thing that guy did. He didn't have to, and he did, and that's really awesome. So, Hatebreed up first, and I almost didn't recognize Jamie Jossa because he's grown out a beard, and he at least has like some long hair now. Like it was hanging out of the back of his hat. Hadn't seen him. Actually, I hadn't seen Hatebreed in God. I want to say it was like 2007 was the last time I saw Hatebreed. And yeah, dude, it was pretty good. They had a solid set. Their sound was great. Ripped through a whole bunch of classics. I really would have liked to have heard him play like before Dishonor, but time constraints and whatnot. They played a fair amount of the new material. Jamie engaged the crowd super well. Like he was getting everyone to raise their hands up and this side, we want to see if this side's louder, just having loads of fun, reminding everyone's like, yeah, years ago we played in the parking lot on the second stage of Ozfest. I think it was back in 2004, which I believe was the same year that Lamb of God was second stage. And it's like, yeah, we kind of graduated to the big stage here and we get to warm you guys all up for, what's to come. And they did a killer job opening. Hatebreed had a solid set. I'm still a big Hatebreed fan. They're just straight up old school hardcore. It's all groove, it's all breakdowns. They squeezed in the Ghost of War cover that they do. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, they had a whoop ass set. I was super impressed. I really wasn't sure, after not seeing shows for so long, you hope everyone's been practicing and everything, but yeah. Oh yeah, no, my ears are definitely ringing. Like the tinnitus is fucking real. I didn't wear earplugs too. I probably should have. But solid set from Hatebreed. Next up, Trivium. I had not seen Trivium since 2009. And I mean, I've definitely checked out like Matt Heafy stuff on YouTube. He's a solid guitarist, super talented. Kind of fell out with Trivium years ago. It wasn't I thought they were bad, it's just I really wasn't into them, but they had a killer set. They did a great job. Lots of cool lead changes, and their drummer, whoever their drummer is really, really good. Like it kind of reminded me a lot of Gene Hoglan, like really cool cymbal accents. Their sound's kind of hard to peg these days. It's, I mean, it's still kind of thrashy. There's still a lot of the metalcore and groove metal elements. Maybe power metal-ish, but like US power metal, so a little bit heavier. Either way, they did a good job. I don't know, I might actually check out some of their later albums. I've kind of skipped over a lot. Alex, but yeah, if that's the name of the drummer, I assume that is. Yeah, that dude's good. That dude's really good. But yeah, solid set. They had a really good show, engaged the crowd well. Everyone engaged the crowd well. Like it'd been a while since I'd seen that sort of level of showmanship in terms of like revving up the crowd, which they really didn't need to. Like that was a packed house. They were all there and just ready. And I even had like a guy next to me that that dude had been drinking probably since before Hatebreed put up their banner. And even Hatebreed was like calling out people in the crowds like, you guys were drinking in the parking lot at 11 a.m. Glad you guys are still with us. Mosh pit wise, I mean, we were in the pavilion, so we were seated. We could see a couple of circle pits started. That was mostly the first three bands, but when it came down to like more moshing, I think that was going on up in the lawn, and I'd look back just to see what was going on, but yeah, they had a couple of circle pits. I'm just glad they didn't rip up the sod and throw it at each other. I mean, that usually happens at the outdoor pavilions that I've gone to. What do I hear? Heavy is also influenced by Emperor. Yeah, well, you know what? I can kind of hear that in some of the dissonant riffing that Trivium has kind of brought into the mix. There's still a lot of thrash there sound. But yeah, Trivium had a pretty solid set. I was actually impressed. Yeah, I think I might actually at some point pick up some of their later material. Then we had Lamb of God, which Lamb of God had a giant stage show complete with pyrotechnics, and man, I felt bad for the drummer. I think Art Cruz, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was in between two of the flame jets. I think they were like behind him and on either side of his drum kit, and we were able to feel the heat immediately. What's up, Cat? And yeah, dude, like I think by like midway through the set, he was just pouring sweat. Like you could definitely see that. I mean, he probably actually left the set tanner. Like, I mean, he was that close. But Lamb of God, killer set. They still know how to do it live. They engage the crowd. You got to hear all the hits. You got to hear some of the newer stuff, which I'm still not like the biggest fan of, like the newer Lamb of God material. But I mean, hearing Now You've Got Something to Die For, and Laid to Rest, Ruin. Didn't play anything off of New American Gospel. I mean, I guess Black Label's kind of been off the set list for a while, but fun set. They did a great job. Let's see. Art Cruz is a good drummer. He's not as flashy as Chris Adler, I think, but he's good. He's solid, strong pocket drummer. He did do some stick flips in the air, but I think he missed one. And I think I saw him just like, fuck. But, that happens. I mean, Chris was a beast. Chris was an absolute beast. I mean, Art Cruz has some, difficult shoes to fill there. But, I mean, he did a good job. Some were wearing masks. I was wearing a mask, and so was my brother-in-law and my nephew. I mean, I would take it off because I needed to drink and eat and occasionally have a cigarette. But I mean, we weren't super, super close to anyone. Well, the drunk guy that was next to us kept drifting near us, and at some point his shirt disappeared. And I don't know. I think he was thinking he was part of the band because he was yelling at everyone, everyone needs to get the fuck up. I was like, you're not, they can't hear you because the band's doing stuff. But that guy had been drinking since probably noon. Like, that's not a good concert maneuver. Don't get so hammered drunk you forget the show, because he might forget it. Let's see. But yeah, Lamb of God, solid set, really dug them. And then Megadeth. Megadeth had a really good set, a really short set. Now, kind of an important thing with DTE is it is very close to residential, and it happens to be like wealthy residential. So there is an ordinance. You can't be playing music at that venue past 11 p.m. Otherwise, it's like an additional $1,000 a minute fine for music. So I think they just kind of shortened up their set. I mean, of course, we got Holy Wars, we got Peace Cells, we got Trust, Symphony of Destruction, no Tornado of Souls. And I was kind of hyped on this tour that they had actually played The Conjuring on some of the dates, but there was no time. So no Conjuring. Yeah, they kind of missed over a lot of stuff, but you got to hear a lot of the good stuff. Now, Dave's voice was kind of an issue. Either you couldn't hear him or you could hear him and he wasn't sounding very good. Now, of course, throat cancer. And I mean, he's had a damaged vocal cords for years. Like, he's kind of like pushed the, limits of his vocals. And it was a lot of the backup guys kind of carrying him there, at least vocally. Yeah, he did make some comments about the masks and tyranny, and like, okay, Dad, calm down. You're not drunk now because you're sobered up, but just play the song, because we knew he was just going into Holy Wars, because we looked at our phones and like, yeah, he's doesn't have enough time for like probably 2 songs here if he wants to get the thank yous out. So we're gonna be kind of cut short here. But yeah, his vocals are pretty rough, and I don't know. Like, I mean, of course, I'm going to get the new Megadeth when it comes out. I want to hear this album. I want to hear what all he's doing musically, because I mean, musically they 100% still have their chops. There's no doubt there. Kiko was the man tonight. He nailed every solo. His lead tone was so crisp too. But yeah, I just wonder vocally what all they're going to be able to do for him, because I mean, even on Dystopia, you could tell they had to work with Dave's vocals a little bit, because he doesn't really even have the power to project them. Like, there's not enough power behind them to really like carry anything other than like kind of a dull roar, and he's just he's struggling up there. But they had a good set. I just felt bad that it was kind of shortened, and what can you do? Like I said, $1,000 each additional minute. That's pricey. And I mean, they were doing well on merch. A lot of that stuff was a little up there. It had been a while since I'd been to a larger show and seen the price of like not a club show merch. So $40 for a t-shirt seemed steep, but I was still dumb enough to get one. Well, not dumb enough, but I mean, $40 that's up there. But yeah, I had to get some stuff. But yeah, overall the show was really good. And it was, again, my first time to DTE, even though I had, I live in Toledo, and that's the closer one. But for all those Ozfests, I went all the way down to Columbus. Yeah, Dave's vocals. I mean, I don't think they're going to get any better. I really don't. That just seems as though that's off the table. They're going to have to disguise it. Either that, or he'll have to find some other like vocal approach, which I can't hear that either, because as much as people like love it or hate it, because it seems to be kind of divided. Like, people hate Dave's voice, people like Dave's voice. I'm kind of in between. Like, I like the majority of it, but sometimes it doesn't really work. But I can't picture Megadeth without like vocals like his, because that's one of the big parts of it. Yeah, he's been serviceable, but he had an interesting enough voice that it made Megadeth distinct in a way. What's up, guys? But yeah, overall, really cool show, and we got the VIP package, which that was my brother-in-law's idea. He wanted to make sure that my nephew got the best experience possible. So this was rescheduled from 2020. Now in 2020, this would have been an actual meet and greet with the band. We would have got to meet everyone in Megadeth, and the first 3 songs of the set we would have watched from the side of the stage. Like literally, we'd be on the stage and watching all this stuff. So that obviously changed because of COVID, and even when it was rescheduled, they didn't reschedule at the same place because this show was supposed to be in Cleveland, but when they rescheduled the dates, it ended up in DTE, and then they just did kind of 2 spots in between Cleveland. I think the other one was Columbus. But it was really cool regardless. We got a cool little VIP package, and I'll just go over that. So I'm going to have to find some wall space because we got a signed poster, Megadeth, Lamb of God. Little Dave right there, and I'll eventually figure out who signed what here because there's a lot of scribbles. But pretty cool artwork. I really like that. The Lamb of God, Bone Eagle Vulture versus good old Vic, which they did have Vic on stage in different suits, like giant cyborg Vic, and of course when they played Peace Cells, he came out in the classic attire. Oh boy! And before I dig into the bag, we have the tote bag with the same art on it. Pretty cool. I don't really use tote bags, but I have it, so that's pretty cool, right? Let's see. Well, I mean, what's a VIP thing without a lanyard? Again, same art. They just took the blue out of this side. I don't know why, but looks good. Yeah, the Cyborg Vic. Yeah, that was pretty damn cool. Well, they had like regular Dystopia Vic come out, and then he unleashed the Cyborg Vic from under the drum riser, which that was pretty damn cool. The theatrics were fun. And let's see. We got a set of pins for the tour. And yeah, I might have to throw at least one of these on there. Probably the lone Megadeth one here with a Vic Rattlehead Resurrecting or Conjuring. They didn't play that. But another Vic there. I don't know. Pretty cool. I dig it. And let's see here. We'll get the VIP tour shirt, which guess what? It's the same artwork, but it is pretty cool. I do dig that. I like the design. But of course, me being me, I had to get, my own shirt. So $40. It's steep, but I mean, I like that. That is a pretty solid Vic right there. I don't know, what that Vic's doing other than maybe dying in a bomber. I don't know, maybe. But the important part is we got the tour dates. And technically, I believe we'd be Mount Pleasant, which is just outside of Detroit. But yeah, it was a fun night, and my nephew became a big metal fan, and I don't know, my brother-in-law was kind of joking, but it was like, yeah, the next one you should do is Cannibal Corpse, right? It was like, oh, that'd be fun, because he'll probably ask what this song was about, and we'd have to explain that to him. So hopefully that'll be like much later down the line, because I don't want to have to explain any Cannibal Corpse song to him. Actually, yeah, it kind of does look like the Voodoo Ranger. Yeah, actually, or Trooper Vic instead of Eddie, like Pilot Eddie, the Flying Ace Vic. I don't know. Well, he's got a stealth bomber. I mean, even the Flying Ace tail gunner Eddie just had the old plane. But yeah, pretty cool. Oh, and my nephew got some lessons in concert etiquette, and a lot of it was what not to do. Of course, the very drunk gentleman was like, okay, that's a thing you don't do. You don't get blind fucking drunk before the show, because he might have remembered it, but I'm thinking he probably didn't. But yeah, that dude was all over the place. He was drifting all over the place. Like, I'm so glad he didn't get that close, because he looked like he smelled like an onion soaked in vinegar. Now, a bit of concert etiquette that he learned was, I don't know if it's necessarily etiquette, but it's something to do. If you're at a metal show, it's completely all right to yell Slayer at any given time. He's not old enough to throw the fucking Slayer part on the beginning, but he learned that. It's like, what do they keep yelling Slayer? They're not playing. I was like, no, they're not, but it doesn't matter, because Slayer is sort of a spiritual call for metalheads. These are your brethren now, and if you yell it back, it'll never stop. Like, doesn't matter. Like, someone will yell it back to you at a metal show. And my brother-in-law, his dad, proved it, because we were on the drag to get out, stuck in pretty much traffic, and it's like, yeah, you can pretty much just roll down the window. And then he just leaned out of the car and screamed Slayer, and the car behind us, full of fellow metalheads, just started going Slayer, and we were laughing. It's like, see? And then you could listen and hear further back, the car behind them was also going Slayer. So he learned that one. Yeah, pretty much. I think, oh yeah, mosh pit. I think you saw maybe what was going on in the mosh pits. It's like, yeah, you just make sure you pick up the people, and yeah, that's about it. Just be careful. Actually, yeah, maybe don't mosh. I don't know. That's up to you when you get older. But it's when you get older you can make that choice. Until now, you're not. Oh my god, dude, the drive home wasn't that bad. Like, once we got out of there, because I can see why, again, they have that ordinance there, because it is right next to residential, and we had to go down like some narrow main drag in a very, very, I would say, wealthy neighborhood. It looks very much like a gated community. So of course we had to scream Slayer right when we were in front of, said nice house with probably sleeping people and children, and you know, every now and then they have to deal with legions of metalheads leaving a show. So I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time some guys screamed Slayer at the top of his lungs outside their house. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, I literally just got back probably about 5 minutes before I posted a message about being on air, and I was figured, like, well, I might as well talk about it. And it's just good to see a show. It was great seeing a show with my nephew, like watching him with his eyes just, like, oh my god, I'm like hypnotized by all the cool stuff going on. It's like, see, that's the reaction that I want, and that's kind of the reaction I had at my first live show. Granted, I was a lot older, but seeing him get this chance and him wanting to go see more, because he kind of really dug, the whole energy and everything. That's a hell of an experience. I'm a very proud uncle right now. I'm feeling pretty damn good. Clarkson, I think it's Mount Pleasant. It's wherever DTE is. I know it's outside of Detroit, about like an extra half an hour outside of it. I think that's right. Yeah. But yeah, that's where he went, and it was a good time. It was a great time. I've been guilty of yelling "Freebird" at shows, like just to be a dickhead. But the Slayer thing, I do. I've yelled Slayer at a Reverend Horton Heat show, and I got someone to yell back, so that was kind of fun. I was like, just proving a point. Is like, you can yell Slayer anywhere. Someone's going to yell it right back. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I guess Clarkston is... Did it say Clarkson on here? Hold on here. Let's see. Oh, well, no. Yeah, it is. Right there. Clarkson. My bad. All right, I thought it was Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant's... Shit, I don't know. Well... The important part is I wanted to get a tour shirt with the date on it. I actually thought about getting a hat, but I didn't think about it soon enough because they sold out like super quickly. Like the merch, I don't know. It seemed like it was a little sparse, but I mean, I don't know how many dates into this tour it is, or unless they have another batch of merch they're waiting on. But yeah, good show. And I mean, yeah, Alex, I mean, you saw the same show, same tour. Dave, I imagine Dave sounded rough there. Like I liked that set, but like Dave sounded really rough. And of course, I want to give him like the benefit of the doubt, just because cancer. He beat it. That's fucking awesome. But I don't know. Like I don't know if he has like the vocal power to really keep doing that live. But again, it's the same point where if he's not singing it, who does it? And is it going to sound anything like him? Because again, like love it or hate it, that's kind of a part of his it's kind of a part of the sound. And it's there are definitely vocalists like I don't necessarily care for that much, and just in terms of their style. Like I love Overkill to death, but I'm not the biggest fan of Bobby Blitz. But honestly, I can't picture another guy doing those vocals in Overkill. Like it's a necessary part of the sound. Like I'm not the biggest fan of Steve Sousa, Zetro, and his vocals in Exodus, but honestly, he's been like the main guy for at least the most albums, and that's kind of part of it. Yeah, I mean, hell, Bobby Blitz had a stroke on stage, I think, and still going. And yeah, Chuck Billy's awesome. I love his voice. That dude's he's awesome. And congrats on him. Well, I mean, he beat it back in like 99. No, it was like 2000, right? No, it took a while. No, 99 was when he got diagnosed. Either way, he beat it. And I'm super glad, because Testament has just been whooping ass since they came back with Formation of Damnation. It's nothing but hits as far as I'm concerned. Oh God, no, nope. I don't. No, leave Varg wherever he is and let him be a French hobo, camo pants wearing, kind of karate doing idiot. But I mean, I'm sure it'd be entertaining. The banter would be probably anti-Semitic if they just let Varg do all the talking. Merchant Rogers. That's that. I mean, it's not the spiciest take, but I feel like it is. But I mean, there's an argument there. It is. There really is an argument there. I mean, Testament to Titans of Creation is so goddamn good. I mean, I loved oh God, the one before it, the Brotherhood of the Snake. I loved that one too. I've pretty much liked everything they've put out. I mean, even Demonic, I don't think it's necessarily a terrible album. I'm just not into it as much. Yeah, I would have loved to have heard more stuff from Megadeth, like for the headliner. And I know, again, Ordinance and shit, it just felt like really short, because Lamb of God was on there for a pretty healthy amount of time. Unless they didn't want Lamb of God to shorten their set and Dave was okay with shortening his set. I don't know. Dude, I mean, those first two albums are so damn good. I am definitely excited for the new Exodus. I still haven't checked out the new song Clickbait, which I thought it was funny. It was like, I almost shouldn't click this because it's clickbait. But I got to check that one out. I'll probably do that at some point tomorrow. Because I'm dead ass tired right now. I mean, it was a damn good show. So, oh man, I'm I'm gonna have to get tickets to that. I haven't purchased any tickets. Actually past the show, just because I wasn't sure if we were going to go into a lockdown or they were going to cancel again. And I get it, safety concerns are a big thing, but yeah, I don't know. I might just risk it. I mean, I could get refunded for those, but I mean, I have to see that Bay Area one. That is, yeah, every band on there, honestly, or every band on there, I have yet to see live. So that's how important it is. That is 3 bucket list bands in a row there. Yeah, unfortunately, Mastodon and Opeth are not coming around like Cleveland or Detroit for some odd reason, and I don't know if I want to travel that far. What do we got here? Too bad Junior wasn't there. Oh, I mean, little Dave probably just wants to bust in peace. You know, doesn't want to be on the limelight. But the guy they got to replace him did a good job. I think he was the guy that replaced Dave Ellefson before, but he engaged the crowd well. And I mean, honestly, I was focusing a lot on Kiko. Kiko was killer. Oh, but yeah, I'm actually going to head to bed. I mean, you could probably see, the eyes are fucking shot. They're bloodshot and oh. I saw actually Metallica was my first show. It was in '96, so they were touring on Load, but I still got to hear some classic stuff, and I got to see COC. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I've got the entire Big Four now, so the collection is complete. But I'm still going to go see the rest of them. But yeah, I am going to jump off of here. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I know it was super late, but I'm glad some of you came out, and I always appreciate that. And for anyone that's going to be up around noon my time today or tomorrow, whatever, premiere for that Occults video. Definitely check out that album. And I mean, if you're there, I will see you guys in the chat. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Thank you very much for joining me. And yeah, keep it metal.